Hello. Okay. First of all, Nkana was up against Prison Leopards, and I think for me, I'm someone who really loves to work with each game that comes. I expected Nkana at least picking up a win, because looking at the Prison Leopards squad, they made a couple of changes, and if you look at our squad, not much has changed. So the team chemistry was expected to be there, and were supposed to have an advantage against the Prison Leopard side, despite them playing at home. So looking at the type of play that was at play, I can't really say we did much. I was only impressed with the back line. The back line was composed. I think we had problems in the midfield and the front line. But it was good to see Satya Sate coming on, and he showed some flashes here and there. He looks like he might be a player who might really get us the goals, provided he's going to be given enough game time. Idris looked sluggish, but I think the result that we got was not expected. Or otherwise, we expected 3 points. At the back, yes. Frontline midfield, I think we haven't done much. It's just pretty much of what we had last season, and that's what we're having this season. As a kind of fan, I'm not expecting much from this season. I'm just somewhere in between. Whatever comes will definitely come, but we're not expectant much because we've seen not much has been done. I think it's both. He had the experience and he had much knowledge about Nkwazi. Because Agri Chiang, if you look at how he performed last season at Nkwazi, it was amazing. Despite the resources that were at his disposal, he really showed that he was a good coach. So coming this time around with Green Buffaloes, I think he used the knowledge he had against Nkwazi. And again, he's a experienced coach. Well, you can look at the signings that he's done for Green Buffaloes, and you can see what he's trying to achieve. He's blended the old and young, so he's trying to get the right balance of everything. He's got the young, he's got the old. It was good to see Bono Mwape on the score sheet. John Kosam, very exciting talent. So, in short, I think Agri Change knows his team. We just hope to see a good game when Green Buffaloes takes on Power Dynamos. We wait and see how that one is going to unfold, because that one I think is going to be a test for Chiangi. It is a good result for Concola Blades, because many people backed Zesco to carry the day. Looking at the signings that these guys have made, like I always say, and I'm still going back to what I always say, I always believe in team chemistry. You might have the best players in your squad, but if you haven't assembled them to perfection, it's going to be difficult, because in the post-match interviews, we had Tenant Chilumba take a swipe at the players that he was disappointed. Because yes, you can be disappointed, but the thing is, did you line up the players the way they were supposed to be lined up? Because people that were present, we've seen clips here and there. Konkola really dominated the midfield. They really did dominate Zesco's midfield. Njanga Rangers are doing some amazing rebuilding there. Coach George Rwandamina is working on something. It was impressive to see Jacob Kaunda get on the score sheet. And Itaka is one player that I've always said that he's got so much potential if he's going to be nurtured right. And we've seen flashes of him at Tinchanga, and we're still seeing the best of Itaka. He had an amazing game. He scored the fastest goal of the season. He was there, and I think he's going to be instrumental for Nchanga Rangers. Nchanga Rangers had a very strong side compared to Mutondo. Mutondo, they lost some players. They have a bunch of new players, and them getting a lose on the first day, it's not good because looking at where they're coming from last season, they almost got relegated. So we just hope that they pick up from this and bounce back in the second game. I'm assuming they're definitely going to be home in the second game. If they could get a draw or win, then it could get their spirits up and running. But if they continue on that trajectory of losing, we definitely see them bowing out of Super League. But it's too early for that because many people are not backing on Mutondo surviving this season. But football is football. And if they can get the team chemistry right for these young players at Mutondo, we might see a different Mutondo. We're not just writing them off yet because in Changa Rangers, the team chemistry is there. On a scale of 1 to 10, maybe they've achieved 5, which is just wait and see how they carry themselves throughout the season. It's a major boost for Perry Mutapa. Looking at his pedigree, he's a coach that is really tactical, good. But though results speak differently, but he is a good coach. So him getting a win on the first day against NAPSA, his former employers, was a good one. Because if you compare Sipo and Perry, they're not on the same class. Perry's up there, and Sipo should be somewhere down there. And it was just proven because a good number of players that have gone to Green Eagles haven't really gelled in together. So it was amazing to see how Perry Mutapa put out that 2-0. So it tells you one thing, that he knows the players. That's why it was no surprise him signing Collins Kombe, Moses Piri, and you have this Cameroonian guy. We just wait to see how he's going to put them together. But so far, so good. He looks to be on top of things. And they beat Naps at home, and that speaks volumes of what they're going to do in the coming season. Since it's a reset, they've changed the mindset. We expect good things from Green Eagles with Perry Mutapa. I know he's got a lot of things to prove, because if you remember some 2 seasons back, he was relegated, and he's been without the team so for some time. So him going to Green Eagles, he really wants to prove a point or two, and I'm sure he's working definitely on that. That much, it's always not an easy game when you're going to play Musa at their home turf. It's never an easy game. So Zanaco can pat themselves on the back to say that they really did good. Coming out with the point was the most decent thing that they could do. But again, I still feel like Zanaco have a mountain to climb, because most of the players that they have are young. A rebuild is still happening there. If you look at Coach Numamba, he's still building. He's still building that Zanaco side, and we can't say that it's 50% done, but it is what it is. They really want to get the best out of the young players. They made about 9 to 10 signings, if I'm not mistaken, and it still comes down to the issue of gelling. The players, if the players are well gelled together, definitely are going to get the required results. But you can see it's that issue where you still have to get the strikers ticking, you have to get the midfielders ticking for Zanaco. Otherwise, they have strong backing, and Coach Numamba is one player that really loves to get the team chemistry going. You saw what he did at Cabo Warriors. You saw the time he spent at Zesco. You can see what type of coach he is and what philosophy he's working at. He's trying to get the team to tick together. We can't say much about Musa. We just know that it's not easy playing Musa at home. But there's not much to talk about Musa. They haven't made a whole lot of signings. We just hope the coach will get the best out of Musa, because the next game they should be on the road. That one, I think we can say Mines United. We can tell them welcome to the big league. This is where the big boys play. So they haven't yet developed that big boy mentality. But if you look at Mighty, they've done everything right this season. Mighty and Fleur Wanderers, they also started the season quite early. They played a very good number of games. I remember when they played Forest Rangers for preseason. It was a very good, exciting game. They lost the first one, they won the second one. It was a build up to where they are. They played quite a number of games. Even when they played in Ghana in the IRH Cup, they were looking good. They beat Nkana at home. They beat them. They beat Nkana at home, and they beat them at their home ground at Inshinde. They were still looking very good and sharp. So it was not a surprise them coming uh, to pick 3 points in Kawe, because that's what they've been doing. The team is really gelling together, because Coach Lamek Banda believes in the young players. He understands the team philosophy, because everywhere he goes, he always tries to adapt to the team philosophy. It's just that when he lost his last job, they were not just patient with him. But if the mighty executive and the people there would give him more time, he's definitely going to do a lot of amazing work with Mighty and Fria Wanderers, because so far they're on a high. And if you saw the game that they played against Mines United, they were on top of things. From conceding a goal and doubling and carrying the day, that speaks volumes of what Lamek Band is doing at Mfulia Wanderers. No, you can call it. You can call it that, but there's always room for improvement. We always believe in growth. There's always room to improve. All right. Welcome to the ZTV special edition. We're looking at week one and the games that were played. Did your team win? Did you like what you saw? Kwazi, we're up against Green Buffaloes. We saw Bono Mwape score in the 30th minute, and we saw Kosam score in the 67th minute. And Christopher Zulu scored for Nkwazi. He scored early in the 45th minute, so he equalized, and Kosam sealed the cherry on the cake, and that's how Green Buffaloes won that game. Buffaloes showed resilience and Quasi punished for lapses. And in the National League, Trident drew 0-0 with Indeni. Jumolo drew 1-1 with Locust. Quito United drew 0-0 with Ndola United. Kafua Celtics bet Aguila Stars in an exciting encounter 3-2. Sichivula, Nanjaya, and Mutangele Mulenga. He got an on go. River Plate were up against Chirundu and they lost that game 1-0. Chilimina was on top of things. And Pulungo Harbor were up against stylish Ron United. Hankoyo got the 2 goals for Ron United. Forest Rangers beat Lumwana 1-0. Super League continues. We look at the Super League. That was the National League. Njanga Rangers beat Mutondo 2-0. Christopher Itaka. Now, this is a player to look out for this season. Christopher Ilonda Itaka. Kind of failed to see his potential. They gave him a couple of games, but to them, he didn't really live up to the billing. But he's found life at Njanga Rangers. He's found life. He scored the first goal, the fastest goal of the Super League, and Jacob Kaunda also scored. Mufulira Wanderers beat Mines United 2-1. Ngoni scored and Ngoni scored for Mines United. Kwataini scored for Abene Milambo. And Owen Mwamba added the cherry on the cake. Napsa lost 2-0 to Greek. Chalova and Skombe made sure. Zesco drew with Concola Blades. It was a very exciting game. It was a very exciting game. Concorda Blades really dominated the midfield. And you could see that this is where Coach Beston Chambeshi is strong at what he does. He was a very good midfielder in his playing days, and his strength is always the midfield. So people that are going to play any team which is being managed by Beston Chambeshi, you really need to look at the midfield, because that's where his strength lies. And if you watch that Zesco game against Concola, Concola really outplayed Zesco in the midfield, in the middle of the park. But again, Zesco was without Kelvin Kampamba, Benedict Nchepeshi, Kawasu Chongo was not there. But it's the midfield that we're looking at. Davison Konda didn't really seem to tick, because he ticked in the Charity Shield. What could have been wrong? So that was a score 0-0. Musa were up against Zanaco. It was a 0-0 type of affair. Kansanshi Dynamos were up against Cabo Warriors in the Mabanga, and it was a 0-0 type of affair. Coach George Churufia was happy. He walked away with a point. You know, it's never easy playing Kansanshi at their home ground. And in Ghana, we're up against the prison guys, the prison leopards, and it was a draw. To me, as Nkana supporter, as a diehard supporter, I really expected Nkana to pick up a point. And I know it's not easy playing any team at their home turf, but if you look at our squad, it was more of the same squad that we had last season. So I expected the chemistry to be up there, because for me, team chemistry is definitely going to win you games. Team chemistry will take you places that you've never been. As long as you have the right team chemistry, you're going to get the results that you were supposed to get, because the next 2 games, they'll be home. We've got Green Buffalo is not about them. This is about the ZPL. This is week 1 that we're looking at. Did your team get the right results? Did your team get the right results? In the National League, we had a player who scored 2 goals. In the Super League, we haven't yet had a player who scored 2 goals. Everyone is on a goal. Each Power Dynamos is yet to play. Their game against Red Arrows has been postponed, and Power Dynamos lost the friendly match against APR of Rwanda. That game was played in Kigali and kind of lost. Power Dynamos lost 2 goals to 0. And anyway, Power Dynamos is trying out. They're flexing. They've done everything right on point this season. They've had their preseason games in South Africa, and they had this game in Rwanda. And in September, their CAF journey is definitely going to start, though they lost yesterday. Mixed feelings, but anyway, it's a process. Let's enjoy the process until we start seeing the games come to Fusion. And I think that's all I have for you, Adam Mangani, on the ZPL recap of the week. We'll be doing this every weekend once the game is played. I think this will be coming every Monday. So be sure to catch us live on the ZTV YouTube page, because now we bounce back. We're running to Facebook.